Welcome to 24-hour radio news. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton teetered on the brink of impeachment Thursday after years of scandal, criminal charges and corruption accusations that the state's Republican majority had largely met with silence until now. In an unanimous decision, a Republican-led House investigative committee that spent months quietly looking into Paxton recommended impeaching the state's top lawyer on 20 articles, including bribery, unfitness for office and abuse of public trust. The House could vote on the recommendation as soon as Friday. If it impeaches Paxton, he would be forced to leave office immediately. The move sets up what could be a remarkably sudden downfall for one of the GOP's most prominent legal combatants, who in 2020 asked the U.S. Supreme Court to overturn President Joe Biden's victory. Only two officials in Texas' nearly 200-year history have been impeached. Paxton has been under FBI investigation for years over accusations that he used his office to help a donor. He was separately indicted on securities fraud charges in 2015, but has yet to stand trial. When the five-member committee's investigation came to light Tuesday, Paxton suggested it was a political attack by the House's liberal, Republican Speaker, Dade Phelan. He called for Phelan's resignation and accused him of being drunk during a marathon session last Friday. Phelan's office brushed off the accusation as Paxton attempting to save face. It is a sad day for Texas as we witness the corrupt political establishment unite in this illegitimate attempt to overthrow the will of the people and disenfranchise the voters of our state, Paxton said in a statement Thursday. Calling the committee's findings hearsay and gossip, parroting long disproven claims. By moving against him, Paxton said, the RINOs in the Texas legislature are now on the same side as Joe Biden. Impeachment requires a majority vote of the state's usually 150-member House chamber, which Republicans now control 85 to 64, since a GOP representative resigned ahead of an expected vote to expel him. It's unclear how many supporters Paxton may have in the House, where he served 5 terms before becoming a state senator. Since the prospect of impeachment suddenly emerged Wednesday, none of Texas' other top Republicans have voiced support for Paxton. The articles of impeachment issued by the investigative committee, which include 3 Republicans and 2 Democrats, stem largely from Paxton's relationship with one of his wealthy donors. They deal heavily with Paxton's alleged efforts to protect the donor from an FBI investigation and his attempts to thwart whistleblower complaints brought by his own staff. The timing of a vote by the House is unclear. Rep. Andrew Murr, the Republican chair of the investigative committee, said he did not have a timeline and Phelan's office declined to comment. Unlike in Congress, impeachment in Texas requires immediate removal from office until a trial is held in the Senate. Republican Gov. Greg Abbott could appoint an interim replacement. Abbott's office did not respond to requests for comment on the impeachment counts. Final removal would require 2/3 support in the Senate, where Paxton's wife, Angela, is a member. Lieutenant Gov. Dan Patrick, a Republican and leader of the Senate, did not respond to requests for comment. Paxton, 60, faces ouster at the hands of GOP lawmakers just 7 months after easily winning a 3rd term over challenges, among them George P. Bush, who had urged voters to reject a compromised incumbent but discovered that many didn't know about Paxton's litany of alleged misdeeds or dismissed the accusations as political attacks. The Attorney General characterized his potential impeachment as a critical moment for the rule of law and will of Texas voters. Even with Monday's end of the regular session approaching, state law allows the House to keep working on impeachment proceedings. It also could call itself back into session later. The Senate has the same options. In one sense, Paxton's political peril arrived with dizzying speed. The House committee investigation came to light Tuesday, followed the next day by an extraordinary public airing of alleged criminal acts he committed as one of Texas' most powerful figures. But to Paxton's detractors, who now include a widening share of his own party in the Texas Capitol, the rebuke was years in the making. In 2014, he admitted to violating Texas securities law over not registering as an investment advisor while soliciting clients. A year later, Paxton was indicted on felony securities charges by a grand jury in his hometown near Dallas, where he was accused of defrauding investors in a tech startup. He has pleaded not guilty to 2 felony counts that carry a potential sentence of 5 to 99 years in prison. For more, subscribe to 24 Hour Radio News.